You know, something that hasn't changed from 2015 until now is that I have a fondness for games that know what they want to do and just do that well. Even if it's small and unassuming and humble, you know, it can be whatever. It doesn't matter how important or big it seems. It knows what it wants to do, and it does it well. And that's a Space Robot Samurai Zombie Slayer in a nutshell. So how this game works is there are zombies, and we attack them by moving through them. You can't actually attack them any other way, and you can't actually move any other way. How you attack is by moving through the enemies. Pretty cool gameplay concept. Feels very fluid, very satisfying. Slashing through so many zombies at once kind of reminds me of Musou games. I get the same kind of satisfaction from it. Yeah, that's all there is to the basic controls and gameplay setup, is if you have a mouse, you click through the zombies to slice through them, and if you have a controller such as I am using, you just move the controller in the direction you want to slice. And then you slice through some zombies. Of course, there's a bit more to it than that, but that's the basic control setup. So how the design works is that we get streak based on how many zombies we kill in a row, and as long as we have streak, our health refills, and that's very important because it is very easy to die in this game. It may be hard to tell, but every single zombie on the screen, every single one at any given time, is actually trying to kill us. We're just moving too fast. But there is a brief period between dashes where you're vulnerable, and zombies can get you during that period. And if too many of them get you at once, you will be juggled to death. So the idea is to attack in such a way that you land somewhere relatively safe, so that way you can dash again. If you dash in the wrong spot, you're liable to get juggled to death, and then there's no recovering from that. But as long as you can escape and keep going, and you still have a streak going, your health will refill and you're still in the game. I've seen a lot of people chalk this game up to chance. It's really not about chance, it's about analyzing the battlefield and figuring out the best place to dash to. Like, maybe they were too focused on killing as many zombies as possible and not their own safety, which is fair, but, you know, that's why they died, is because they put themselves in too much danger. I do remember in 2015, when this game came out, that I thought it was, like, a bigger deal than it was. And I couldn't play it in 2015 because I had a touchpad to work with and not a controller. And trying to play this game with a touchpad is an absolute fucking nightmare. So I just put it down and didn't play it at all until I remembered it existed this year. But I liked the concept enough in 2015 to pick it up, and I think it's a good game. What I mean when I say I thought it was a bigger deal is that I imagined a lot of other people thought the same thing I did, that they saw the gameplay trailer and they were like, oh, a game that only cares about doing one thing, but does it really, really well. Like, you look at the trailer for this game, you look at the gameplay of this game, you're like, this game knows what it wants to be. And I thought, oh, other people are going to realize that too, and they're going to buy it, and it's going to be a somewhat popular game. But, you know, I look back on it, it's been a whole 4 years, and this game still has under 30 reviews. That's kind of nuts to me. Like, this game came out in 2015, long before Steam had issues with quality control and all that. And the game still has under 30 reviews. What's even more surprising to me is that the developer liked the game concept enough to make a sequel to it. I haven't had a chance to play the sequel, but the sequel is called Space Ghost Pirate Zombie Slayer. And I really like the graphics. It looks like there are a bunch of new enemy types and hazards, and he added upgrades. And it seems cool. I'm just glad that he looked at this game and thought it was worth expanding on. Because I agree, I think this gameplay concept is fun and worth expanding on. The only notable downside to this game I can think of is that it's going to hurt your fingers a whole lot. Like, a whole lot. It's going to hurt. Like, maybe you'll want to pause every now and then. Because my thumb started to hurt a lot about 3 minutes in. and I started switching to using my middle finger to press the attack button instead of my thumb, and then my middle finger started to hurt, so I had to switch to my thumb again, and I kept switching back and forth between the two. You know, and I can't pause because I was recording for a video. So if you play this non-stop without pausing, it's gonna hurt your fingers. But that's your fault for being human, honestly. Like, you could just not be human, and that would fix the problem. That's on you. So yeah, if it's not clear, I really love this game. I know it doesn't look fantastic. I know it would turn a lot of people off with its simplicity. I don't care. I think it's well designed. I think it's a good game. I like the movement, let me try this again. I like that moving through the enemies is how you destroy them. I like that you can only move by attacking. And I really, really like that your combo determines whether you heal. That's pretty good. And, you know, this goes on for another 5 minutes or so, but you've pretty much seen all there is to see. The screen just gets more and more full of zombies until eventually you die. So that's Space Robot Samurai Zombie Slayer. And I think it's good. I think it's good and fun.